Lighting for Profits, the #1 landscape lighting show in the world. Oh, yeah.
Welcome. I have no idea what's going on, guys. This could be a major fiasco. To Lighting for Profits, your #1 source for all things landscape lighting. Powered by Emery Allen. From lighting design, install, sales, and marketing.
And I'm almost like, okay, is this where I get beat up in front of my friends? Like, what's going to happen?
We discuss everything you need to know to start and grow a successful landscape lighting business.
That's what I like.
Now, here is your host, Ryan Lee.
What is up? What is up? Welcome to the #1 landscape lighting show in the world. It's Lighting for Profits, powered by Emery Allen. And we are here live from, it has like 4 different names, but we're in Kentucky. That's all I really know. It's the HNA, it's the GIE, it's the Northeast Hardscape Expo. It's the Holiday Lighting Secrets Show with Scott Terkelsen.
Oh, he just called me Scott. It's all right, Jimmy.
Eric.
No problem, Jimmy. We were just on with
Brian.
Scott Hazy.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Eric.
Yep. Erik Terkelsen with Holidynamics, Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, here with Ryan today. Excited to be here, so thanks for having me on.
I'm really excited, you guys. Eric and I, we have a lot of fun. Eric's always having fun, but I hope we can get at least something productive done today. Do you think we could do that?
We can.
I came by yesterday and said hi to Eric and the team. And these guys are absolutely crushing it. Like, I can't believe how busy the show is. And it was even hard to just now we're setting up all the equipment. And Eric's like, oh yeah, that wreath, it's 250. Yeah, it's 500. I mean, it's just nonstop here. It's been good for you guys.
It's been a great show. So far, we love coming to the Equip. Well, like Ryan said, it used to be GIE, now it's Equip. But every year we love coming down here. Great people from all across the U.S. and Canada. So just happy to be here and happy to be on the #1 show. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't know. I started self-promoting it as the #1 landscape lighting show in the world. Is that okay, you think?
Yeah, I think who's #2? I don't think there's any. It's the only one I know of.
And then I got nervous, and I was like, what if there's another one? So then I just changed it to the #1 landscape lighting show in Lehi, Utah.
Well, I think you're #1 in Nebraska too, so
cool.
No issues there.
That's 2 out of the 50.
At least we have a #1 in Nebraska since our football team's not doing anything yet.
Yeah. You kind of feel like a sports broadcaster with the headphones and the mics, right?
Most certainly. I'm going to call holding. Oh wait, different show.
We were talking about the keys to the game. What were the keys to the game? I'm confident that if we come away with more points than the other team, we should be able to walk away with a victory.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The defense has to hold.
They've got to hold.
It is
mandatory at this point.
Yes. If they don't, lots of points are going to be scored.
Yeah. And it's all about situational awareness, you know?
Exactly.
All right. Well, tell us about Holidynamics. Tell us about yourself. Yeah. I've gotten to know you a little bit over the past couple of years, but there's a lot of people, believe it or not, I know you think everybody knows Eric. I mean, I'm still calling you Scott. So
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Scott's a good friend of mine, so that's all right. Yeah. So Holidynamics Inc. We're located out of Omaha, Nebraska. We are a manufacturer, distributor, decorator, supplier of utility grade or commercial grade holiday lighting. So we've got customers really all across the U.S. and Canada. We do a lot of work with theme parks, zoos, and botanical gardens as well. Just love to be in this industry. I got started in it because one of my best buddies, Scott, who is the owner, Scott Hazy, which I think a lot of you guys out there know. He brought me on, it's about 9 years ago now. And just, I've loved it every day ever since. We don't call it like having a work-life balance. This really is just our life. So being able to come to these trade shows and meet really cool people, see old friends like you here, we're really blessed. And to be able to offer some really cool products this past year, which Ryan is actually going to be a user of our product. We've got our dynamic RGB. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Retrofit C9 bulb, so it fits into any light wire. That's either, SBT1 or SBT2, all controlled with a simple remote. So there's no app, no hassle. So no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, everything is controlled with a simple remote. And we've got a whole program, which we're really excited about at Holidynamics. We've got a whole program for this, which is for both residential and commercial use. So,
yeah, I just purchased my first Holidynamics product, and I was talking to Scott about it. I'm excited because it's actually probably at my house right now. I got it shipped last week, and then I was like, "Oh, so what's this? And what does this do?" He's like, "That's the product you bought." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay." So most people know what they're buying. I saw the demo of it maybe 6 months ago or something like that, and I was like, dude, I gotta have that. My kids are gonna love this. And then I just forgot to buy it for 6 months, and now I finally did. But I literally forgot about some of the stuff that it did. So it was really cool to be here and get the demo. Like, I'd already bought it, so I was already sold, obviously, but it does even more than I was expecting. So,
well, it's kind of nice because regular static bulb, a blue static bulb is always going to be a blue static bulb. And you do get customers that maybe want to do a frozen theme where they're sticking up a couple, blue and then 2 pure white, 2 blue, and they'll create a frozen theme. Well, now with our retrofit C9 bulb, what's great about it, you get 8 different colors and 6 different functions. So now I can go out and I can create a peppermint theme by just a click of the remote. So everything's done on this remote here that I was showing you guys. It's all going to be radio frequency, so very simple. Again, you don't have to log into anything, use any light wire. Once you get it up on the house, make it interactive, make it fun for the kids to play with. Ryan's got kids this year. That's kind of one of the things he wanted to do, is have it interactive for them to have some fun with. So now creating, and you guys can see behind me, we've got stars, we've got garlands, we've got wreaths, everything that falls into that dynamic RGB program for both residential and commercial use. So really excited about it because you get the red, green, blue, yellow, purple, teal, pure white, and multi. Those are going to be your colors, and then you'll have different functions like static, just a static look, a chase, a wave. So it's really cool. So it is going to be limited, but again, for the price that it's going to cost you, it's very, very affordable when you're kind of looking at static versus dynamic RGB versus kind of some of that firm lighting that's out there that we were discussing.
yeah.
So just a cool product, and those that have been buying from us, I will say, and Scott and I joke about it, wait till next year because we've got a lot of things in the pipeline that are really exciting, and I think they're industry changing. So really
that's awesome, man. Well, we definitely have the coolest backdrop that I've ever had.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool, and it definitely adds to people stopping. I'm telling you, you've seen my booth. It's just like a backdrop, landscape lighting secrets. People just walk by like, what the hell is that guy doing
I'll
here?
have to get you some spritzers for your backdrop. So
I need help. Yeah. I need a lot of help because these guys are getting a lot of traffic here. It's pretty cool to see them in action, and I am excited. I'm excited to get home and get my lights in. I don't know what the date is, but I'll have time to get them up before Halloween, so I can get some Halloween lights up too. Chris Waugh is in the house.
Hey, Christian, what's up, buddy?
What up? What up?
And I don't know, Ryan, if you would normally like giveaways or anything, but I know Scott and I'd like to give away some spritzers on the show. However you want to do that, maybe a comment or whatever we could show, and
whoever says what's up, Eric. Oh, hey, Chris Waugh.
Hey, what's up? Christian Waugh's a winner.
Winner.
You get a spritzer, and you get a spritzer.
Yeah. Scott actually mentioned you want to give away some spritzers, and then I think it was this tree that you were just going to donate to Landscape Lighting Secrets.
That got weird.
That's cool. Thanks, Scott.
Are we having any technical difficulties? Scott, if you're hearing that, I didn't say that. Just, No.
Donating the whole booth to Landscape Lighting Secrets.
That's exactly right. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on anything regarding holiday, we're always here to help. We're more of a trusted advisor. We don't try to sell the products, but more show you exactly what capabilities our products have. So everything is, like I mentioned, going to be utility grade. So you're going to get the best of the best out there. And we like to help people to build their business. So whether you're just getting started or you've been in the industry for quite some time, we'd love to help you. And you can always reach out to sales@holidynamics.com, which is pretty much hits all of our regional managers and myself and Scott. And we'd be more than happy to help you. I know that a lot of you guys, you have lots of different options when it comes to suppliers. There's a lot of great suppliers out there today. I encourage you guys to go out there and, look what everybody has to offer. I think everybody has something a little bit different each place that you go. But at Holidynamics, we just love to help. So anything you ever want to talk about holiday or just, how to be more efficient in your business, we can definitely help you with that for sure.
Cool. I just got bored of listening to you for a second.
Hey, I did too. I'm like, wow, I'm going to take a little nap here.
I was like, I'm going to show.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric's great, but he's like me. He likes to hear himself talk.
You do.
So we're like, how are we going to do this podcast? Like, we're both talking all the time. Is this even going to work?
Yeah.
But the product is what's sexy. I mean, you're not bad.
Hey,
Yo, hey. Yeah. But the product's awesome. I love these trees. I got to figure out how many and where I'm going to put them, because I want like 10,000 of those trees in my house. They're awesome.
well, they're just a nice add-on. So if you guys are doing holiday or outdoor lighting, some of the guys that you have for landscape lighting, it's just a nice add-on when you can go. You see somebody has a pool, and you're like, gosh, I think a cherry blossom would look really nice there. That's a nice, easy plug and play where you can make money both off the install and off the price of the product.
We mentioned Chris. We've got a lot of mutual clients.
Yep.
You guys have this, you're showing me this.
Yep.
Sorry, it's actually this, the Olympics, and you got that catalog, and some of the, I think 3 of the 4 captains are mutual clients. So that was really cool. I saw Chris Waugh is one of the captains.
Yeah, we actually have that.
Who was the other ones? There was,
So we've got Christian in here. We've got Jeff Packlin.
that's right, Jeff
And then
Packlin.
we also have Scott McQuaid. So our buddy Scott McQuaid
That's
out of
right.
Arizona.
Okay,
is in there
so
as well.
what is the dates of this?
There are pictures in there right now. So the date's going to be March 2nd through the 4th in Houston, Texas. Ryan's going to attend there as well if he can. What's going to be great about this event, it's a networking event. So for those that have gone to conventions, even conventions that Holidynamics has had in the past, it's not something you go to and you're going to listen to an insurance agent or a guy, talking about how to trim a tree, stuff like that. We've done that in the past. What we've noticed is people like to do more of the networking.
Yeah.
And so we're looking to have probably about 100, 125 companies there this year. And the idea is to get down and really start to network with people and really learn more about the industry. Maybe you're a guy just starting out. Maybe you're a guy that's been doing it for 20 years. But the connections that you make, now that you're only a phone call away, there was a lot of people we did it last year in Orlando.
Yeah.
And we brought a lot of people together. And it's just really cool to be on Facebook even, to see people that are friends with other friends. Like, you're like, oh, that's good. They came together in the event, and now they're close friends now in the industry, which is a great thing. Because I figure with that, the most information you're going to learn is like when we have calls together. Like, it may not necessarily be from your training session, although those are great as well. Sometimes it's just picking up the phone and saying, hey, what are you guys doing to overcome a labor shortage? Or what are you guys doing to become more efficient? And this is that type of event. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of food, a lot of drinks. We're going to showcase some of our new products. We're going to do a ton of networking. And then we're also going to play some games. So we always feel through competition, that's the best way to bring people together. So we're going to have a cornhole tournament that we're going to be doing. So on the way down here, I stopped at a little place called Ozark Land and picked up these little baby cornhole boards.
Oh man, that's going to be so
Yes.
fun in Houston.
Yeah. So it's going to be so much easier. Scott's really excited because we're not paying a lot to have the stuff shipped down there.
Shipping is
So just
way,
baby cornhole boards.
smart. Smart.
So we actually been having people play with this here during the event. It's been fun. It's just a nice little icebreaker. But
I scored one.
yeah, he did. He actually beat me and won some candy. So yeah, so it's been fun.
Took
But
20 attempts.
yeah. So March 2nd through the 4th. If you're interested, sales at Holidynamics would be the email that you would send it to. I did see that somebody asked about, does the retrofit C9 have a warm white available? Not yet. Currently, it's the colors that we offer. Like I mentioned, it's got a pure white in it. But there are things that we're constantly working at Holidynamics to come up with, cutting edge products, kind of pushing the envelope on technology as it comes to the holiday lighting industry. So I'd just say those that are customers of ours already or looking to become a customer of ours, just wait till 2023. We've got a lot of additional cool things that are coming out.
Can I just return my product I just bought?
Scott McQuaid said, I want my 9-foot RGB tree. Who's this Scott McQuaid?
I don't know.
Who is that guy?
We'll just cancel him.
Yeah.
Cancel.
What's up, Scott?
What up, Scott?
I know it's warmer in Arizona than it is here in Kentucky for sure.
So, last year, this girl knocked on our door and gave us an award. Her family goes around and gives awards to like best holiday lighting, and I was not trying to win the award. Like, it was not. I just put up lights that I thought looked nice, but we won the award for best classical design for Christmas, and I was so excited. Like, my kids were like, "Dude, Dad, we won!" I'm like, "Hell yeah, we won! What do you think I do? Everything's a competition, right?" even though it wasn't, but then it turned into one. And it was just classic, like red and white C9s, and then we had the lit garland around the columns, and then some wreaths and stuff like that. So this year, we're not going for the classical. We're not going for the warm white. We're going for RGB. It's
best in class.
Best in class. Best. Yeah. We're creating a new category. We're calling it the best dynamic design.
Yes.
After you guys, dynamic.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, the dynamic LEDs.
I think he's looking for a sponsorship here, Scott. So we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Please. Also, I wanted, before we're still kind of talking about product. Let's talk about this bench.
Yeah.
Do I get that for my front doorstep?
Could be. Ryan's going to show this bench. It's our dynamic illumination, part of our dynamic illumination line.
Sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Oh.
Yeah, and Mentos. Mentos is a sponsor as well. And right now, what we've got is a large lineup of stuff in the dynamic illumination line. It's a polyethylene fiber reinforced plastic. But what it is you're able to change the colors on this stuff. So we've got benches, we've got tables, dance floors, numbers, letters, all sorts of stuff. So we can make a club. These are things that you can do plug and play, sell to candy stores, restaurants, hotels, schools. Just makes it fun. And Scott and I talked about doing these dynamic illumination parties, which we've got a lot of our clients that are starting to talk about that now as well. So like for proms and things like that, where you can set up a bunch of benches, trees, things like that, and just have fun with that because you can change the colors on them.
I was really focused on trying to get the DJ air horn to work.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Right.
That's a great touch.
Oh, shoot. Wrong one. All right. I need to get a new producer, if anyone hasn't noticed over the last 18 months.
Well, yeah, but your star, your producer, your makeup, he does everything. You guys think I look a little younger today? That's because Ryan did my makeup earlier. And
yeah,
so,
you think I wake up naturally looking this good?
I thought you did. But then when I saw you early yesterday, I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, this is not all natural, people. I mean, yeah, a lot of people would never know what I look like.
So Scott said he would ship one from Phoenix to you. So I guess he's going to be our middleman now.
Oh, nice.
Mr. McQuade.
Thanks, Scott.
I think Scott he just texted me, he wanted to trade that for some of the coaching. Is that
okay.
Yeah. Trade product for coaching.
Yeah, he probably raised his price a lot too, so good job.
I don't remember those being 10 grand for the Oh no, they are.
One thing I do want to clarify, I'm always like preaching like raise your price, but there is a small asterisk on that asterisk, and that does not apply to manufacturers and distributors. We need you guys to like keep your price as low as possible. Okay.
Yes. I understand what you're saying.
I only help contractors, so
I get it.
If you've ever heard me say raise your price, that does not apply to you. I'm here for the working man, the contractor man. Yes. But in all seriousness, I mean, we all know that, what it costs to run a business. And it's the same thing that I preach. Like, you've got to be able to afford to deliver that high quality product, high quality service. One thing that I've literally since day one, since I met you guys, I've always admired is the quality of customer support, the quality of customer relationships that you guys have. I felt like when I first met, like the very first time I met you and like your team and stuff like that, and even the guys here, it's like I felt like we were like been friends for like a long time.
I agree.
Like it just like fit right in. I was like, man, what are you guys doing to like harvest that culture and like what is your secret to that?
I think the biggest thing for us is the customers that we align with. So people like you, you choose who your friends are, right?
Okay.
Not your family, you've heard that before, obviously. But with our friends, we align with people like the Scott McQuades, the Christians, the Ryans of the world, that just have fun doing their the business that they do. It makes it easy for us. So, I'm a people person. I know you are as well. We never try to sell anything. We always try to just be a trusted advisor to our clients. But it is interesting. I was talking to my son and we were talking about friendships, and he was talking about the fact that, he doesn't have as many friends that he had in high school that he still stays in contact with. So I said, you know what, in high school, maybe there's about 2 guys that you'll stay in contact with throughout your life. College, maybe if you get into a fraternity or something, maybe there's 2 or 3 of those as well. But it's interesting as you get older, the friends that you have or the people that you align with are people that you see at the trade shows, the people that are buying product from you, the people that you are training. So it becomes like, the Scotts, the Christians, these are all great friends of ours, and I love to see them. I love to see when they're at events like this because that is what makes it fun for us and what makes it easy for us. So me, I just like to go out and I like to talk to people, and I like to show them our product, and I know when they see it, they know what they're going to like. Just tell them, these are things that are sell well, and if we can align on that, then usually they're going to be profitable. We'll be profitable. But that's where it's easy for us. So we've kind of been circling back around the friendships that we make it easier for us to do our jobs, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's cool though. I see that. It's crazy though, because you guys have done a really good job with like your whole staff. I think it's been like a year or 6 months or something like that since I've seen like Ben and you just walk in and it's like, oh, it's like a good old buddy, So I don't know whatever you guys are doing, it's working. Because like everybody that I've met at Holidynamics, even the new guy, I can't remember his name because I'm just calling him new guy. Oh, Dylan.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott. Yes, the new guy Scott.
At our company, yeah. And that's what we kind of did
Scott
too.
like that actually?
Yeah,
if we just called everyone Scott?
Yeah. We're actually off of Scott Circle, in case you didn't know that. That's our actual address.
I saw that.
10048 Scott Circle, and it wasn't by that. It just happened.
Oh, I thought he like.
Yeah. Everybody
thought like, how much is it going to cost to get this?
How do I get that Scott Circle? Yeah. But what's kind of neat, so we've kind of changed it up a little bit in our company where we've got our trusted advisor, regional sales support folks that'll go out. Ben covers the Northeast. Dylan's covering a lot of the Midwest, and then we've got Acom in the West. And then I just kind of help to support that with Scott and just making sure, that we're communicating with our clients, that we're available. So the thing I like is it's different than the old thing we used to do, where just be phone, right? Now you've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got the email, LinkedIn, all those different avenues, and people reach out to me through all those. So sometimes it makes it difficult because you're like, oh, Ryan just sent me a Facebook instant message. Or maybe you got a call from somebody. So the fact is we always try to make ourselves available because especially during this time of year, Ryan, where it gets very, very busy, that's where people need the most help, right? Yeah. Where's my order? Hey, I placed it yesterday. When's that going to ship? Questions like that. So we've got a great staff, though, back in Omaha. It's not just with our sales guys, but it's with Sonny and Jody and Lori. Lori's been a big help for us as well, coming on and helping us, collect payments, making sure that things are getting sent back, shipped out. Greg, Scott, Caleb, Yusef, whole group that takes to really make up our company and make it so that we don't have to be as stressed. And through stress, sometimes we're like, not as maybe fun and as charismatic. And so when you're having great days, it makes it easier to be that way. And I think Holidynamics, really our staff, is what helps us to do that.
I hope you didn't forget anyone's name. I get nervous naming names.
Tisha's a big part. I probably did leave out Tisha, who's right hand of ours as well. But no, circling back, that's why we do that, to make sure that we're in there. But also I think it's our families as well. The families understand that we're busy pretty much. I mean, it's all year, but really we start kicking in gear about November 1st through December 15th. And so it's really our families that help to support and understand that this is when we make our hay. This is when we got to clients. And then they really help to support us. So I love it. It's really a family company.
Yeah,
look at it.
That's awesome. It feels like it. It definitely feels
Scott
like
McQuaid
it.
said, "I love you, man, but I'm not buying anything." Oh, wow.
That
Jeez,
wow.
Wow.
Turn a tide.
I didn't forget Tisha. She's in there. Hey, Joe. There's Joe G.
What is up, Joe?
Oh, thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, buddy. Joe Guarino, he's a great guy. We got just awesome clients. I can't say no. Like when I see names pop up here, like we saw Christian, Scott, and Joe, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's awesome. So what do you want to give away?
Let's give away some spritzers. And I think right now what would be good is because of breast cancer awareness. We've got the new pink spritzers, which I don't know if Ryan, if you can kind of zoom in on that one in the back.
Oh, it's right here on this one?
Oh, yeah, there you are. Right.
Where? There. Left is right and right is
there
left.
There you go. I got a little confused there. Yeah. Here we go. Right.
Yeah.
So, let's give away some a few 16 and 24-inch. Joe just said hi to you, Ryan.
Oh, hey, Joe. I didn't know because you said Eric was doing a great job. So I was like, does that mean I'm doing a bad job?
But you're always doing a great job.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're the guy, right? I'm just in here for extra today.
Thanks for being here, Joe. All right. Well, is there I don't have it prepped, right? But I usually do this weekly gift card giveaway where I give away money basically to beg people, bribe them to show up live and stuff like that. But I usually ask some type of technical question or question about landscape lighting. Is there something with Christmas lights, we could ask where it's like trivia, or it could even just be trivia about the movie Christmas Vacation. I mean, it literally could be anything. We just have to get some type of question.
I like that. Maybe a mix. Maybe you could do the movie one, and I could do a technical question. Maybe around dynamic RGB as well.
Well, okay. The only thing that just literally just popped in my mind. There's a quote by Chevy Chase right when he's in the Christmas lights, and he says, he thanks his father and says, "Thanks, Dad. You taught me everything I know there is about blank. Fill in the blank, and you will win a spritzer."
Yeah. Let's do a 24-inch spritzer.
24-inch spritzer.
It's going to be for breast cancer awareness. I think you put those out. And
that's awesome. What's the retail value of a 24-inch spritzer?
Well, retail value on that's about $45. So these aren't small prizes we're giving away, right?
Yeah. Man, we got to do this more often.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Any other guesses? Is Chris the only one on?
Christian Waugh, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we could at least plug Chris's business and Joe's and Scott's all day.
Heck yeah. All right,
so
Christian. Yes, he is correct. Exterior illumination. I love that scene. Like, I mean, I like the scene was good before I got into lighting, but then if you get into lighting and then you watch that movie again, you taught me everything there is to know about exterior illumination. It's just so good. You know, I can't wait till my kids grow up and say that to me.
Yes.
That's like a life goal of mine. All right, so is Dylan writing this down? Like,
Dylan, are you okay? So we got Dylan. If you want to pop in here, and Ben.
Well, how are we going to know?
Just your face in here.
How are we going to remember that Christian won?
Oh, Christian, I'll remember.
All right.
If you can mark down Christian Waugh, he just won one of our 24-inch pink spritzers.
Congrats
on this awesome show, #1 show in America today.
$65.
Oh, did we move it to 60? The 24. Yeah, okay. So it's actually $65. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. The prices are better than what
this guy right here.
Ben will come around here in a second. Probably say Utah because he likes the Utah Utes.
And the
Jazz.
I gave him a plug. Big Jazz fan.
So at the office, we've got Acom who likes Northwestern. So we'll go in. We'll change the lights to purple. He'll change them. Obviously, I'm a Husker fan, and you've got Ben over here that's a Utah fan. So him and me with the red and white, we're usually pretty good at that.
I love that Eric says he'll remember and has someone write it down.
I'll remember that for sure. Write it down.
That's okay.
What did Scott
pass
say?
It on. Oh, okay. So
Scott said it. Okay, thanks, Scott. Appreciate you. He's always looking out for me. He's a good buddy.
And Christian's working for Joe now, I guess. He has to give all his prize money. I think it's a mafia thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, something going on.
Well, let's do a technical one off dynamic RGB.
Oh, yeah. Let's get techie.
So with the, and this was just announced at the expo as the number one product of the year on the #1 show of the year.
This live right now?
Yeah. We just got announced.
Oh.
Well, isn't it like self?
Yeah.
No,
this is happening right now.
We're #1.
The #1 dynamic RGB from Holidynamics in the world.
In the world.
Right now.
In the world. Trending. On the #1 show in the world right now. So that might be like part of the Guinness Book of World Records, maybe? That's something
Where's
I don't
the
know.
guy? Where's the
for
guy?
anybody at home, this is going to be great.
Okay, so first of all,
what did Joe say? What was Joe's little comment?
Well, he was saying he won because he's going to make Christian.
Oh, Christian's going to pass it on.
Yeah,
that's true. Gotcha.
First of all, what's the prize?
So the prize. Let's do a 24-inch patriotic spritzer. So this is our new one for this past year. It's a red, white, and blue spritzer. So you can always be prideful of the USA. Show your love for the country. We've got a red, white, and blue one we're going to give away. Who can tell me on the show? I know we've got about 8,000 viewers are on right now.
At least.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care about my following much, but
that's still pretty good.
8,000, 10,000 doesn't really matter anymore.
So with this remote, how many color options do you have with dynamic RGB? Really simple question, but just wanted to throw it out there in case it's early in your part of the country where everybody's at. Let's see if anybody chimes in on that. The number of colors available with dynamic RGB. And we're waiting. And we're just going to go in silence. It's going to be awkward.
I'll sit here till forever.
I can't go that long without talking.
No, it's going to be hard. We didn't even do 2 seconds. We're like, we'll wait.
It just got awkward. It was just too much silence there. Oh, look, Scott McQuaid.
Scott McQuaid with
McQuaid.
Man, these guys are good.
They're good. They're really good. Scott McQuaid out of Arizona. Scott guessed the correct answer, which is 8. So unlike just a regular static colors, if you had a static blue that you had out on a tree, now you've got 7 additional colors that you can choose from, which is great, part of the dynamic RGB experience. So good job with that, Scott. You will be receiving our America Patriotic Spritzer.
God bless America.
God
USA.
bless
USA. USA.
Number 1 country on the number 1 show with the number 1 product of the year.
Man,
Dynamic RGB.
it's just getting better and better. I
Number
knew,
1's today.
I knew this was going to be a good show.
Oh, great show.
I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew it.
Best show.
That's awesome, man. So we just gave away free stuff, which I love doing.
Yeah, we can keep going. I think Scott just texted me while we cut it there. I think we're going to go a couple more. If you want?
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
fun. Always fun to give away and let you guys experience the product, especially those that haven't experienced Holidynamics and what we have to offer. It's good to get some product into your hands. We also have another cool product. It's called the Hub Light. And the Hub Light is an icicle light, which I'm going to grab here in a second. Hey, Dylan? Let's see if Dylan can grab that for me.
He is
I
trying.
think he's
He is
actually
trying to
talking-
sell Christmas
he's
lights,
actually
but
talking to a customer
mean,
right now. Let me see if I
way
can.
to try to interrupt the flow.
This
Dylan,
is-
we're
it
on
just
a
won't
live
stop.
show.
Oh, here we go. So the product I'm going to show you guys is the Hub Light. This is a patented product by Holidynamics. And within here, so this will go into any standard E17 socket base or C9 socket base, which is really cool. So let's say you're using your static bulbs and you're going on your straights and maybe up on the peaks, you want to put up some icicles. You can do that with the same line that you're running your C9 bulbs,
Nice.
which is really cool.
That is cool.
We've got this. We're going to have this also in the icicles, but also light sets, which is really cool. And then also in dynamic RGB. So look for those products. Get onto our website. It's holidynamics.com. Pretty simple. And all these things will be on there as well. But we're really excited about this with the E17 socket base, and then also the dynamic RGB is really a couple of new cool products we have out.
What do you mean? You said you can get it with the light sets.
Yeah, so we can actually do, like, there's a lot of guys out here that are on today that do like wedding lighting. So a lot of them like to do the curtain lights. So what's really cool is instead of having like a light set, you can use your existing or new C9 socket and you just screw them right in. And then you can have a nice little curtain light.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
lots of different options. We've got people going up. A friend of mine in California is taking these and he's doubling these up and putting them into trees, which really look cool. He does a lot of wedding lighting, but he said once he put these up, we do them in classic white, pure white red, pure white blue, also in a dynamic RGB. But he put these up and he basically just zip tied them, put them up in the tree, and the people were like, "Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. It's
Really?
so amazing." And then the price points are really good on this as well. So look, if you're interested in it, doing something with icicles. Some people, it's like in the holiday industry, it's like some people like them, some people don't.
Yeah.
But I think you're starting to see a resurgence of icicles and the demand for them.
Are
So that's an
they
option.
drippy? Or are they just like solid?
Yeah, so they'll be drippy like this. So you'll have a nice little.
Well, I mean, I don't know the terminology. Are they dynamic?
Oh yeah, we've got
Well-
some that are dynamic, some are static. So you've got an
Okay.
option. Yep. Option of dynamic RGB or static lights.
Like these icicles here in front of us. Like, you can get them to like drip down.
These will be in the RGB. You could.
They will?
You'll do the same with the same functions that you have. And so through the chase, the wave, you can get it to do a lot of different stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like we mentioned earlier, I'm just a guy that buys stuff and doesn't really know how to use it and what it can do.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of that in the curtain light Scott was asking as well. So on your early orders, if those are things you want, we're definitely going to have those available to you. So 50 count, 100 count, 200 count, 300 count in those light sets. So you can get pretty creative with what you want to do.
nice. Let's talk about like the curtain lights. Like you see where people are doing cool designs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. If someone wants to do that for one of their customers, their own property, whatever, like what's the best way to get started on that?
Yeah, I think anytime if you guys have questions on it, a lot of you guys have been doing it for a long time. And we've got a lot of guys like Scott and everybody that's on that are very creative, that have looked to different ideas and kind of through just trial and error have created a lot of different things. But if you guys are looking for something different or some different looks, different designs, You can always reach out to anybody at the staff of Holidynamics. It may get directed to Ben, myself, Aikman, Dylan, and Scott, but we're here to help. So even if you're, working on one of those, big plans that you're working on, whether it be a zoo or, a municipality, anything like that, we'll help you with that. There's never a cost to do that. We always just like to help come up with a design idea, and if it works for you, then great. I think we both win off that. So that'd be the easiest thing, is to reach out to us, whether it's, be through phone or through email. The easiest one always is the sales@holidynamics.com. It reaches everybody. And then you can always call us as well, which our number, very simple, which we can put in the comments as well, is 1-855-505-6046. And that's the main number that kind of gets in everybody as well. But always here to help. And I think it's the great thing, especially like this year when you're doing your project, if you want to come up with different components, just give me a call, because that's what we really enjoy. It's not just, we're never going to call or have somebody call in and go, hey, Joe, I need to get you, 500 C9 bulbs. I got a great deal on them. Take them today. That's not our approach. Our approach is more like, hey, what can I do to help? Because they see the products. They see what we have to offer. Yeah. But it's, how do we get you the best products for your customers at the best price?
I thought you said something about sending Dylan out to do the install for me.
Yeah, Dylan can. Dylan's new to the organization, but that does sound good.
Dylan likes that idea a lot.
Dylan's like, what's going on here?
He's such a team player. How did you find this guy? He is
guy.
He is going to be the future of this company.
Yes.
He's just like buying into everything. Ben snaps his fingers twice, and he does it. Whatever, he doesn't even. They don't even talk.
It probably works for the first trade show, but after that, he kind of, he's like, okay, wait, I'm on to you guys. I know what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he shows up to work on Monday.
He has to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben will snap.
Where are you, Dylan?
Ben's so good. Ben is just so good, you guys.
If Ben did not like Utah so much, the youth, I think he'd be a perfect guy. But he does say, he is trying to get Nebraska to be good, because he is saying, because he lives here, and if Nebraska's good, then it seems like the fan base is a little happier. Because when Nebraska's not winning, it's ugly in Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Win. Defense.
All you have to do. Yeah. The key is just
points.
We got to figure out how to hold the other team down a little bit, score more points, and I'm confident we'll walk away with the victory.
So Scott said, I got nothing for that, right? I don't know what he was responding to.
I've said a lot of stuff that applies to. So that he probably says that in his head more than once when we're talking. So
I do appreciate that you got a lot of these guys that tune in to see what's going on. That's great. You got a good following. Those are good guys on here.
It's up to 9,000 now.
Oh, about 9,101.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Scott's on. He hasn't commented.
Thanks, Scott.
Not Scott Hazy, not McQuaid.
We even told Scott Hazy to get on, and he didn't. So it's weird. He's probably busy golfing, like on a yacht or a helicopter or something like that. Private jetting. But doesn't he have Wi-Fi in the private jet?
Yeah, should.
He should.
Yeah.
Unless he's cheap.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you too, talking about like customer service and you guys and everything else. You guys have a cool showroom, and I know that you've made that like accessible to people via Zoom and stuff like that. So if someone has a client and they want to show them something that's not just in the catalog, they can just jump on the phone with you, right?
Yeah, 100%. We can set up a Teams meeting. You could get on a FaceTime with us. You can represent it as your company. Like, hey, Eric, I just want to show these guys the cherry blossom tree. Don't have to mention it's Holidynamics, but that's another thing I'm glad you brought up. That's another thing that we do offer, just to try to help you move the product. Whatever we can do to help you move, promote the product, we're here to do that. And if it means sending Dylan down to do an install, I guess that's something we're going to have to do. So.
Yep, there he is again. He's smiling. Like
he doesn't care.
He loves.
He told me the other day. He said, "I know what I signed up for. I'll do whatever it takes." I'm like, "Hey, dang, gotta love that."
And then you guys got an Airbnb, and you're getting foot rubs. I mean,
nobody said anything about that. I don't even know how that came out.
I don't know.
Unless you talked to Dylan earlier, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. He said whatever it takes.
Yeah. That is true. Okay. I guess
whatever it takes. Yeah. But I love the culture that you guys have created. I really do. Everyone's just. It makes it easy. People walking up, they automatically connect with you guys. It's really, really good stuff.
What's cool here too is we've got some of our distributors that are here with at the Equip Expo, and it's great seeing them as well. So working as a team to try to move and help support. train, get people on board. So that's always great seeing them as well. So if you are at the Equip Expo and you happen to see Ryan's got a lot of great things going on. So I think from the coaching, you do a great job, and I know you got a great following on that. It is funny because we joke that we both like to hear ourselves talk, but I think when you enjoy what you're doing, then you do want to talk about it. You want people to hear about it. So it's not that I always think that I'm the most factual or knowledgeable, but I'm like, God, I'm just having fun. I'd like to share what we do.
You're the number one Erik in Holidynamics.
Well, and you're actually dynamic, Ryan. You're not really just Ryan.
I forgot to mention that.
One of our clients is dynamic. So I apologize for those that are current customers. I didn't refer to Joe or Christian or Scott as dynamic in front of their name. So that's my fault. I apologize to you guys on that because they are dynamic.
It's cool that you guys do that. It was like once I paid you with my credit card, then you were like, okay, now we anoint you or like.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just something we do. Something with our marketing. We just like to do it. Dynamic kind of fills into everything that we do. So the dynamic RGB, obviously, it's a play on our Holidynamics name, but the dynamic illuminations. We also do a lot of big structural pieces. So things made out of silicone and boxwood and moss. We can make those for, like your bigger zoos and things like that. So really, it's unlimited what we can do. From a product standpoint. The biggest thing is that people work with us early on in the year. So come January, if you know there's certain products you need, let us know right away so we can start to manufacture those so that you have them in time for the season. That's awesome. Probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, I don't think people think outside the box enough. If they just would get in contact with you and kind of explain what they want or whatever. That I didn't even realize this until I guess I met you. That you can request for stuff. Yep. It doesn't just have to be what you see behind us. If you need something customized or whatever, you can do that. Is there any other is there opportunities where you're like, man, if our customer base, if these lighting designers, these lighting installers just would do this, they could double their business or just increase it? Or are there opportunities like that you just wish you could help people, you could convey that message to them?
And I think some of them get it, and that's why you see some of these guys that are on here have very successful holiday lighting or landscaping businesses or landscape lighting businesses. I'd say the biggest thing is for us, as we've promoted and kind of built our company around, is the whole dynamic RGB program for both commercial and residential, because everything on the display is controlled with a simple remote. And the great thing about it is having the children being able to be a part of that, right? So now we have an interactive display, something where you can go have fun with. If, little Ryan comes out and he's like, hey, Daddy, I got an A on my test. Hey, tonight you control the lights. Something that's fun, something that's different, something that you haven't been able to do before. Because I think as we were growing up as kids, Dad would put up some lights, you'd come out and he'd already be done. It's like, hey, I'm good. Yeah, can I help? Can I screw in a bulb? Nah, I'm good. But now to be able to go out and just hand your child the remote is awesome. And the one remote controls everything. So whether you have, 20 spritzers out, garlands, wreaths, whatever, even if you had 50 different pieces with 50 different controllers, the one remote controls it all. But the nice other feature that we added here probably about a year ago was the lockout feature. So we can actually take these pieces and we can hold down the button on the controller and lock out the RF signal. So you can just, hey, maybe I want to keep all these trees blue. You can lock it out. So then if you hit it, everything else but those blue trees change color.
That's cool. Because that could be frustrating if you didn't have that.
Well, and the other thing you were asking on, the one thing I wish everybody knew about, so within Omaha, we still do about 150 properties. The reason that we do that is because we want to test the product in the field before we bring it to market. It's just smart for us. We get a year extra then on testing product. But when it comes to the one thing I think that people need to add, and if you hate doing trees like a lot of you guys do, and you don't want to do the branch wraps or the canopy wraps, is the spritzers up in the canopies, spritzers in the landscape beds as tree toppers, urn fillers or pot fillers. They're a great add-on to any design that you're doing. And I'd say probably about out of the 150 properties we do, I'd say the majority have some spritzers in there somehow, some way. Which is they're a great price point for you guys that are in our wholesale group or set up as affiliates, where you can go out and actually make some good margin on both the product as well as the installation side. And they're really easy. So guys that hated to do trees before are like, man, I go put 9-10 spritzers up in the tree and I do a simple trunk wrap. trees look amazing.
Nice.
It's something that you haven't seen before. Like, I mean, you've seen the branch wrap, the canopy wraps. That's been going on for decades. The spritzers, that's just something different, and people like to see what's new, what's exciting. We do them in all sorts of different colors, so you can get it to look very traditional with all warm. So using your warm white light sets and your warm white spritzers, or you can go to some of these other colors that we have, like with the red and the white. New this year is our dual spritzer. So that's kind of a 50-50 spritzer where the top half will be one color, the bottom half will be another. So that's a new piece for us for this year as well. But we keep re-engineering that piece to make it even better every year. This past year, we added a heavier gauge wire, a reinforced hoop, made the transformer more water resistant. So now I feel like we've got the Cadillac of that type of piece out in the industry.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, a lot of people don't want to get up there and wrap that tree. So throw in some spritzers, make some good money. And some clients aren't going to pay $10,000 to wrap a tree anyway. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds there. I like that advice. And then obviously, like you said, I think if people start pushing the dynamic RGB, that's going to add to their offering and help differentiate them a little bit.
Well, I think for some guys that are going out, and a lot of guys that are going out, C9's the easiest, right? To do C9 on the roof line, that's kind of the base. That's where everybody starts. Hey, I don't want to have a big budget this year, but if you can just decorate my roof line, I'd be excited about that. But now to have the dynamic RGB bulb, now you're giving them even something a little bit more. So it's not just, okay, I've got the roof line taken care of. Well, now I've got the roof line taken care of, but I can do different colors and patterns, which is more fun. So now, you don't have to go all in on it. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy. But for those people that are, those customers that you have that are more like, hey, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars, but I want to do something, I think that dynamic RGB retrofit bulb is the answer to that.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm actually, so I got it. It's probably sitting at my house right now. I'm going to do some type of documentation. I have like these things, these ideas. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I don't do it. But I'm going to try to video document it and talk about my experience installing it and designing it and playing with it and all that stuff. So what do you think from like a business standpoint? We talked a lot about product and design and stuff like that, but from a business standpoint, are there certain things where you see like people struggling with the same thing over and over and over? What types of challenges are contractors facing, whether it's pricing or sales, marketing, scaling, hiring?
I think the biggest thing that I see consistently, and this is throughout every region, throughout every city, state, is the labor. So just that continuous labor shortage. I think if you've got a lawn care or landscape company, that's always easier to shift your guys over. But for those that don't, and that they do holiday lighting, labor continues to be that opportunity. So I think incentives, things that just treating your employees right, gets them to stay, because it is difficult, especially if you're a seasonal company, to have a great installer. Like Ryan, if you're our number one installer, try and get you back next year. If you're that good, that's hard to do. So you got to look for incentives to do that. But I think some of those is the challenges that I'm hearing is labor. I think that's always going to be something that's out there. I think the demand for holiday has gotten greater. And for those that are on listening, probably see this in the areas where construction has grown, right? So you're seeing new housing developments. In Omaha, Nebraska, we're seeing a ton of them. There's not enough installers to support that demand, right? So, and then not enough labor to support the sales that you're getting. So that makes it difficult. I think the other thing is, I think sometimes, like when we're going down and you and I, whether we're doing the keynote speaking or talking about certain things and doing seminars, the number one thing that I hear too is people like to say, like when you talk about how much money you can make in holiday lighting just by adding spritzers and adding different things, I hear a lot of people saying, I would never pay that much. I would never pay that much. And they're like, okay, wait, you're not the one paying for it. So change the mindset, right, to say what you kind of were talking about yesterday, which is a good lead in, I think, to what you were telling me yesterday.
Yeah,
right,
well, that drives me crazy when people are like, well, I mean, I would never pay that. And to your point, like, well, you're not selling to yourself typically.
Right.
Like, you might live in a $200,000 house and then you're selling to someone in a $2 million house. So just that ratio alone is a 10 to 1. So like every $10 that they would spend is like you spending $1, right? But then that drives me crazy. But the main thing that drives me crazy is the whole mindset of it. It's like if you if you're literally thinking, even if you're thinking that, even if you don't say it out loud, that like, I would never pay this kind of money, you're setting yourself up for failure because you don't believe in yourself. Why would you expect your customers or potential customers to believe in yourself? So I told you this yesterday, I'm convinced that people want and need landscape lighting. They need landscape lighting from me, and they need landscape lighting from me today. Christmas lights, same thing, whatever it is, whatever you're selling. And you're not even really selling anything. I love what you called it before as a trusted advisor. You're just helping people get what they already want. You're not there to you're not some greasy salesperson. Unless you did knock on their door and they weren't expecting it, that might feel like that.
Right.
But most of the time, they saw your truck, they called you, they invited you over. So you're just helping them get what they want. Why would you think of it any different way?
No, you're 100% right. I had a young lady yesterday come up to our booth, and she was just talking about one of her challenges was getting people to accept a bid or sign on the dotted line, right? So how do I get them to do that faster? Because one of the ladies told me she had 36 bids that were sitting out there just waiting to get approved.
Oh, man.
And how do I overcome that? And I said, well, one of the things is to really create that sense of urgency, right?
Yep.
If you want to get on the books, if you want to get scheduled, we got to do it now. Plus, I think everybody understands the landscape of the country and the supply chain still, where it's like a lot of this stuff is going to sell out. I've seen we were worried about the pandemic. I know you were as well. Is what's going to happen? What I saw is sales for everybody increase through pandemic to now. Yep. And year over year, sales increases. And so, by seeing that means the demand is greater. So when people call you and say, hey, Eric, I want to place an order, I know I'm early. And you're like, no, today's October 20th. It's not early. But they think they are because they think they're before November. So creating that sense of urgency and letting them know, hey, to get your product and to get it secured, we need 50% down. But if you want to get on that schedule and get up before Thanksgiving, we got to get that now. So that was one of the things she's going to take back and work on. But I thought 36 bids, that's just insane. A lot to have out there. And then to understand what labor am I going to need for that? What if only 5 come in? What if I do get all 36 of them to come in?
Yeah, that's insane.
That becomes a challenge.
I actually talked about this. I don't remember when it was, a couple of weeks ago on one of the episodes. And people buy for 3 main reasons. First, the biggest one is people buy an emotion. And, you've heard that for years from sales trainers and stuff like that. So if you're not closing sales on the spot, the first thing you need to look at, are you getting them emotionally involved? If you go in there and you're just like, well, I'm tired, well, then they're going to be tired. Are you excited? Are you getting them excited on what it's going to do? Not just the features, okay, sure, it's dynamic. Sure, it does all this stuff, but what are the benefits to, what does that do? You talked about, putting that remote in their child's hand. Okay, that's a benefit. That's not a feature, right? So what is that going to do? Is it going to create these family memories? How is it going to change their life? That's getting them emotionally invested. Oh my gosh, now they have to do it because they're emotionally invested. And then if people don't buy, which the majority of buyers buy an emotion, I don't know what it is, 50% or something like that, 60%. And then if they don't buy an emotion, they kind of defend it with logic. So the next one is okay, logically, does this make sense? And that's when you can get into the things well, sure, you might be able to try to do this yourself and go buy the lights or whatever, but do you really want to risk getting on a ladder, getting on your roof? What is your life worth to you? We're only talking $2,500 here or whatever the price is. You make that in 3 hours at work, and then now you don't have to deal with it. Plus, we're going to take it down and everything else. So you back it up with logic. And then if you're still not closing them, then it goes down to fear and scarcity. And that's that fear of missing out. And this is why it's so easy to close deals on the spot with Christmas lights. It's the easiest industry in the world to close deals on the spot because there is that fear of missing out. It's you literally only have a few weeks to get this done. So if you don't commit today, we're moving on. Yep. So, but if you want to get your name down, we can get you on the schedule today. That's easy.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're exactly right. I think the other thing that we start doing is it's mindset, right? So with people, we used to call them installs. Typically everybody will say that. I'd love to come out and do your holiday lighting install, and we're going to do that. We see friends over one time.
Roger Ramsey just on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was
that was a good show. That was your highest rated show, I think, with Roger on that.
Number 1.
I should have never answered that.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking color tap, and I just
I was actually walking around earlier and I saw the Ewing booth and I was like, Roger was on just a few weeks ago and I was telling everyone, oh, Roger's at every show and this and that. And I'm like, crap, I don't see Roger. Yeah. I think I lied, but yep, here he is again.
Yeah.
Let's get you on camera real quick just to get double verification.
There's a Roger sighting.
There he is.
guys are recording.
He's been saying,
Yeah, we're good, man.
You're on. He's,
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it.
So it's definitely, that's legit that you see him on.
Holiday.
This happened. Yeah.
It's just the season.
Yeah, 'tis the season. Exactly. We were Happy Halloween, Merry Christmas all in one.
Yep. I love it when you're going to set up Christmas lights and they got the Halloween decoration. You're like, do I move the spider over to set the wreath up? I'm kind of confused.
We actually put the raven in the wreath this year and thought it looked a little tacky, so we moved it out of there. But see you, Roger. So one of the things I was going to mention, though, and I think it's, and I think Scott McQuaid had mentioned it too, it's pick up the phone, make it personal. Because that's what this is. You know, we talk about going out to people and selling them this idea of decorating for the holidays. But we cheapen it up, I think, sometimes by calling it an install. We'll get your install done on September 20th. So the mindset we changed to was creating experiences, right? So I'm going to create your experience on, November 17th or whatever the date is. So that it means more. If I'm creating an experience versus creating, doing an install, it's a different way to say that, but I think it really supports the value of what you're actually doing. But as Scott mentioned, pick up the phone, be personal, anything that you guys can do that other people aren't doing. The handwritten thank you notes, the delivering some baked goods to thank them, different things like that. It's little things that are going to help you keep those customers, and it's going to make it a differentiator for you in your space. Guarantee that probably 99% of your competition aren't doing it. So those are good things that you should do. I saw we had another come on.
Gil is on.
Oh yes. Hello, sir.
Hello. Welcome.
I haven't got to see him for a little bit. It's good to see you. I don't see you, but good to see your name there.
Yeah. It's like seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the name brings a memory.
You see the
right?
profile
Just like holiday
picture.
lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are some of the things and challenges and different things that we're trying to do to, like you said, I think we talked about it at the car dealership. The car dealership was always really good at when you want to buy a car. You're like, hey, my wife and I are going to think about it. We're going to go get a bite to eat. And you're like, no, we'll go get you lunch. We're going to bring it to you. And they're like, oh, wait, hold on. Hard for me to leave. And,
Yep.
because, they're not coming back. But the thing is now is to try to you don't want every job that's out there. I tell people all the time, I'm like, make sure it fits within your box. That's the biggest thing. So if you're doing something and it's at the right rate, that it's the type of house you like to decorate. If you don't like decorating 2-story homes, specialize in ranch style. Do something that there's enough homes out there where you can pick and choose what type of jobs you want to do and make it work for you. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to make it a hobby. And then again, you don't want to make it a bad hobby.
Right.
So,
no, I love that. You hit on one thing, and we'll kind of probably wrap it up with this, but the whole recruiting thing and finding labor and stuff like that, it was one of the things. So when I was running my landscape lighting business, I was fortunate enough, I was in Texas, so we could do that like year round. And we had slower times or whatever, but it was literally a year round business. So obviously high demand for Christmas. The selling was not the problem. I mean, I literally could have sold over $1 million, no problem. But I honestly could not solve the problem. And it's not that I couldn't, I just didn't want to, I guess, because I didn't want to go down that road. We added on about $200,000 of Christmas lights every year, but it was on top of already being really busy. And I was like, man, how could we do this? And for me, it was like, how do I find a bunch of drivers, legal drivers that would show up every Monday? That was the challenge. Have you had any experience with your own installation business or experience business or other contractors that you could share man, this is how they found more people or anything like that?
I think one of the things that I was talking to Dylan about this last night, and I tell a lot of our companies out there, simple things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money is, going out and networking, right? Going out to some of these places like the chamber in your area, I think is always a good idea because they're there to, or should be there to help you grow your business. So there's a lot of places where you can post jobs and show that you're hiring, get the word out, what you guys do. Helps. But yeah, we've run into that a lot as well. It's like, who can drive? Oh, sorry. And I've got all, 6 guys that are like, I'll be a ground guy and I can't drive. And I don't like the cold. And you're like, okay, this guy's, I was excited that the guy came in to interview, but then he didn't check any of the boxes. Makes it very difficult. But I think the more you network out there, the other thing too is, and Michael and I have talked about this at the shop as well. I didn't mention Michael, and I should have. So, Michael, if you were listening,
there you go. You got him in.
Michael Cluck. We hired him to run our Omaha installation group. But one of the things,
experience group.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, the experience group. Yeah, we'll just say I just want to see if Brian was listening.
Yeah, it's always a test with Erik. I mean, always a test.
But one of the things, that word, and I don't even know where I was going with that. Totally took me off.
I'm sorry. I was trying to do that this whole time. Have you not noticed?
You did. You're
I'm
good.
trying to distract you,
guys.
and you've been so
He's
good.
He's good.
You've been on point. And I'm like, man, I can't get this guy off. I just can't get you off balance. But I finally did it.
I've been trying to insert exactly where Ryan's comfortable with it as well, because as he mentioned, we both like to hear ourselves talk. So it's a little difficult sometimes. You got to wait for that little opening. You got to be prepared. So it's almost. I think we were meant for television and to do something maybe in sports as well. So maybe we combine sports and holiday lighting. It could be kind of a hybrid.
The key to the game. I don't know where you were going with it either. I see Guido said Becca and I love seeing y'all. I love seeing you guys. And actually last year, I don't know if you saw this, but Becca would post pictures and put like, where's Guido at? And it was really cool because it was like him installing lights. And I thought that was cool because, I mean, I remember it. It's been a year, I think. So
when you saw him at the event when were we? February? With Matt and the team?
Yeah.
I think we saw. So he was out there, and I did. He's got just a great beard.
Great beard.
One of the best beards in the industry. But just you talked about it earlier.
Number one beard in the industry.
On the number one show with the number one comment. But he had, when I went up to him, they're just very, very approachable. Oh, you're okay. You want to come on?
Come on, live. We're
number
live.
one show in America.
The number one attendee.
Yeah, and you're the number one attendee. But I came up to them, and they're just very personable. So you ask, how, to come. That's what our clients are like those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just very engaging, and that's what you love. I love going to a lot of the shows because of that. That's what makes it fun. I still don't remember what the point I was going to make about Michael, and we were talking about hiring and that.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
The only point I wanted to make.
A great point.
I asked you a question, but it was really just so that I could talk.
Yeah, I figured. That's good. You're a good talker. You have a good voice for.
Mike,
can
wrap it up.
Yeah. You're like, I see the number on there, and I've got 3. Oh.
What?
Well, that was my 3 seconds. I get.
Oh yeah. I was gonna put a timer, you guys, so like I could ask him a question. He gets like 30 seconds response, and then the music starts playing. Like get off the stage,
He said, "Thanks for blushing." That's awesome. But I do think very highly of you guys. That's truth. That's truth for sure. But yeah, so it's been. I appreciate you having us on today and getting to talk a little more about Holidynamics. We'll have to do this more often. If you guys are requesting me to be a regular on the show, just put that in the comments and you'll get a free spritzer. We can do that as well.
This was actually really good. I'm surprised how professional it was.
Yeah.
Did you do that because it was live or because you thought Scott Hazy was going to watch or what?
Just because we're good. It's just how we are.
We were, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a little more immature.
We're not done yet.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're kind of done.
Oh, weird. I thought this was going to go on for a while.
Oh, are we going to just do the number one longest?
We could. The number one podcast in Kentucky at the Expo.
We could keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are doing today. Probably depending on where you're at. It could be amazing weather and you're getting a lot done.
I don't even know what it's like outside.
Could be. I know. I was on the Uber ride back, and they're like, "So, you enjoying? Where are we at? Louisville?" I'm like, "Louisville." I'm like,
Louisville.
I don't know. I just been in this giant building all day.
But if you need a ride, you don't have to get an Uber. You can just call. We'll take you where you need to go.
Can I? Oh,
yeah.
Dylan,
you make sure that happens. We did joke about that on the way over, pretending he was the Uber driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dylan, I need a ride around 4. I got to get back to the hotel. I'm doing our, if any of Landscape Lighting Secret members are on, we're doing our live monthly business strategy training today at 5 Eastern. So I got to get back for that. And I don't know if you're serious about the ride, but the Uber I had yesterday, I was on the phone and then I got distracted, whatever. And all of a sudden I book it and it says 17 minutes away. No big deal, right? Well, I mean, it's longer than normal, but that's fine. I'll wait 17 minutes. Well, 15 minutes in, when there's 2 minutes left, driver cancels. Can they do that? And why did he invest 15 minutes in to just cancel? So then I had to redo, and then the next person was 20 minutes away. So I was here for quite some time last night just waiting for a ride.
So if you need a ride, give your ride. That's what we do, full service.
These guys are amazing.
Not only did Ryan order some of the dynamic RGB, paid for it, and he actually gets a ride out of it as well. So,
I knew it was going to be worth it.
Service.
I think I got some spritzers too.
Yeah,
case
yeah.
spritzers.
Yeah, some lights and some spritzers to create the whole scene. We
Yeah.
want to give something else away. That'd be kind of fun. Kind
do
of
it.
as we close out.
Yeah.
So let's do a 24-inch classic white spritzer.
Okay. 24-inch classic white spritzer for free from Holidynamics and mainly Erik. Are you going to get in trouble for this?
No, Scott loves to go. It's fun. It's
okay,
fun
cool.
for people to experience the product.
So, and we found out too that it's a $65 value.
Yeah.
$65 value.
That's the retail value.
Ben is like just killing it. He like knows all these numbers and stuff like this.
Knows all the people over here. Take some candy. Oh, guys, if you come in here and you're at the Equip Expo, stop by, get the #1 candy bar at the show. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Shot some candy at somebody.
hit
Sorry
some
about
attendees.
That was weird.
Danger
So what
zone.
should we do for a...
Is there another technical question, or is that the only? Did you already ask the only
I just wanted to
technical
kind of
question?
make it easy. One of the things I do want to put a plug in, if you guys don't know a lot about dynamic RGB, we can go through a demo with you, and we send you out a certificate that you've been certified. We actually give you one of these stickers as well. And then just for participating in the dynamic RGB C9 retrofit overview we do, we'll send you out a sample pack, which you can go out and show your clients. And it's already there. You've got the light set. So you've got the bulb, you've got the cord, you've got the controller and remote. So it's plug and play. Take it right out, show your customers, and start making sales. That's actually what we should do.
Does it have a forehead mount?
You know what? I love that.
The forehead
I
mount?
love that. It's kind of like Marshmallow, the DJ.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey,
Hey,
this is
I'm
dynamic
Erik.
RGB. This is just our subliminal messaging.
We don't
doing.
care where you buy, what you buy. Like, we literally don't care.
Yeah, we don't. It doesn't matter. If you guys want to know about dynamic RGB, it's right here. The time is now.
I gotta figure out how to like get compensated for this. You got your sales.
I think you already are.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I just go to the mailbox and look for the
I think
cash.
that's it. I think it's just
Cool. I love
on
cash.
that note.
Yeah. But seriously, guys, I need to figure out how to get compensated.
So here we'll do one. If anybody knows, college football fans out there, we can actually do a red-white one too. Any color that you guys want, you just have to put in the comment.
Any
on
color.
that 24-inch. But we're going to go to college football right now because Ryan and I share that love as well. We like to talk about sports, and if we're talking #1s, let's talk about the #1 team in America in 1995. That'd be the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
It's been that long.
So I know
huh?
Ben's looking at me glaring. Yeah, no, 97 we went to. We want to
Okay.
share with Michigan. But the question is, in 1995, if you guys can get this, you might have to go to Google real quick, but who was the quarterback at Nebraska when they won the national championship in 1995?
Nice. That's a good one.
I know who will know this. Scott McQuaid's a big Husker fan, even though he's in Arizona. You know that, Joe. Everybody's Husker fans. Really
I know it's
from the
not
United
Joe
States.
Montana.
It's not Joe
I know.
Montana.
Do I get
no.
anything for that?
For saying Joe?
Well, yeah.
No,
already
there's an
paid for
A.
my
There's an A
spritzers.
in his name, so
Oh.
that might work. Yeah.
Big clue.
Yeah. Is anybody gonna? You got
Sign
any
us up.
answers? Nobody. All right. If you guys don't like that,
Wait, no. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Okay.
They're googling.
I thought they'd know it right offhand. All
Yeah.
the Husker fans.
Do you
we
guys
have
know
out
the
there.
answer to this? Dylan, you got to get on this, man.
Yeah, Dylan. Who?
Yeah, he doesn't even know what we're talking about.
Dylan's like he's
He's-
not participating.
He's thinking about the ride. Later
Oh,
on.
look who it is! Scott McQuaid. Scott
at this
McQuaid
guy.
is touchdown, Tommy Frazier. Yes, good job, Mr.
Gosh,
McQuaid.
that's 2 free spritzers
two
for you.
free from McQuaid. Yeah, he gets everything free from us anyway. Doesn't matter. We'll ship that as well.
He's just gonna give it to Joe.
Oh, and he did put Tommy in there too, Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
Good job, Scott. See, I appreciate Scott because he's been in it for the whole time. How long we been on here for? About
He's been committed today.
yeah. He's been a trooper. Because I think he's
deserves
wondering how many times we're going to say his name.
Scott McQuaid.
Yeah, and we got to do it in
Scott.
such a way.
Scott
McQuaid. Maybe like that one.
What can we give away to
Oh,
the Toledos?
Mr. Toledo, we'll give him one too.
Yeah, we got to get
Hope
them
you're
something.
okay with that, Scott. I think we're okay. We got enough there.
We said his
Yeah,
name. We said
Mr.
Scott's
Toledo,
name so
he
many
said
times. He's
Tommy
got to be okay
Frazier.
with it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's.
Oh, McQuaid said I just want free shipping.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, weird. On that note, what else did you have?
For the spritzer,
I don't know.
free shipping.
Oh, yeah. So the difference is, so it's free spritzers. I should have probably come out there. It's free spritzer, but you have to pay the shipping.
39.
Shipping on that is $79.99.
$79.99. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it would down to
So-
39. But yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
So,
so
you guys are okay with that.
hook up the Toledos as well.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yep.
I know he's blushing. Maybe we'll get him a pink then because of the blushing and the whole idea of that, maybe.
I like the idea of you letting them choose. I like that.
You choose.
Okay. Guys, listen, if we're here live, Scott, thank you. And the other 8,000, what did it get up to? What's that?
9,373 people were on today, and you guys
Nice.
were part of that record-breaking podcast from Ryan. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Ryan may not be able to have this podcast for too much longer because I think he's going to get picked up by whether it be ESPN, MSN, somebody.
A lot of
Somebody's
scouts
going to
here.
find him.
A lot of
So,
scouts.
yeah. So if you're getting coached by Ryan, you better take advantage of that because I don't know how long that's probably going to last.
I would say this. I've given you guys a couple warnings, but this is your final warning. If you want to change your life and be part of Landscape Lighting Secrets, this might be your last chance. There's a lot of these people have big banners.
Yeah.
They got deep pockets, and they're trying to give it to me, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I might give in.
I think
So-
you got to think about it.
Thanks for being here, guys. If you are catching on the replay, we still thank you. Are we
Yes.
grateful for
Yeah,
the people that are listening
very
to it later?
thankful. And thank you, Ryan, for having us on. I do appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
man.
to spend a little time talking about holodynamics in the industry. So thank you guys very much. Again, it's holodynamics.com or sales at holodynamics. Talk to us about Dynamic RGB. Talk to us about the Houston event that Ryan's probably going to be there as well. We'd love to see you guys here to help support the industry. Again, if you're at Equip, go around, see some of our distributors. They're great guys as well. Love them all. So thank you guys. God bless. And everybody have a great day.
Okay, you guys take it easy. We'll talk to you on the next one. I may do another live today or tomorrow. I'm not sure, but for sure, see you
Make
next
it a great
Tuesday.
day. Make it a dynamic day, Scott McQuaid.